Pnc News First is presented by the Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Pizza Hut, we're taking pizza to where it's never been before. Taco Bell, the only place where you live Moss. Colgate, the #1 brand recommended by dentists. And IT&D.
PNC News First, broadcasting live in high definition from Tumon, Guam, on KEQI and KTGM, and on KPPI on Saipan. Here is your PNC News team.
Hafa and good evening. You're watching PNC News First. We are live from the Broadcast Center at Akanta. I'm Jolene Tovis. Thanks for tuning in. Topping our newscast tonight, a 3-member team from the U.S. Government Accountability Office met with community members from the Federate States of Micronesia on Monday night to start off a series of meetings for a compact migration study. The GAO team is holding 20 meetings on Guam in 3 days. Emil Freeberg, GAO Assistant Director of International Affairs, informed the FSM community that the Accountability Office received a request from Senator Lisa Murkowski, who chairs the Senate's Energy and Natural Resources Committee, to review migration to U.S. areas under the Compacts of Free Association. Carlotta Leon Guerrero, the Chief Advisor for Military and Regional Affairs, told the Patty Arroyo Show on News Talk K57 that Adelup has been reaching out to Murkowski and other U.S. senators on a host of Guam issues like compact impact migration.
And this was partially in response to Governor Leon Guerrero talking to Senator Murkowski also about the upcoming compact. And so they're out here, the renewal of the financial portions of the compact.
With the federal government seems to be paying more attention to Guam's issues with regard to COFA impacts on local government, Monday night's meeting provided a platform for the FSM community to share the challenges that they face as migrants on Guam. Samuel Ilisugam, Guma Mami Executive Director, who participated in Monday night's meeting, said the 2-hour meeting was not enough to hear the concerns of the FSM community.
I think it can be an effective process. My only concern tonight was I think that the time was not enough for us to share our experiences. This kind of report is has far-reaching effects in terms of policy making and decision making, but for us to be given just 2 hours to share what we have to share, and especially given the number of people that were here tonight, I think we had some good information that was shared, but I think more could have been shared.
After hearing the concerns of the FSM community, the team will have meetings with consular officials and community members from the Marshall Islands and Palau to gain a wider understanding of compact migration. The Accountability Office started working on this study in spring of 2019, with plans of issuing a public report by April 2020. In other news, 4 months after the legalization of adult-use cannabis, the Cannabis Control Board is working to provide clear regulations to the public regarding the possession of such products. Let's check in with PNC's Amanda Dedicatoria for more.
Grassroots Guam, a local cannabis advocacy group, has challenged verbiage provided by the Cannabis Control Board in a fact sheet the board recently released. Andrea Pelicani, who is a managing partner of Grassroots Guam as well as a News Talk K57 radio host, raised some concerns to CCB Chairwoman Vanessa Williams about the wording provided in the fact sheet, which seemed to imply that cannabis products other than dried flowers would be illegal to possess.
Our concern was the question that they were responding to was how much cannabis can I have on me or in my vehicle, which is a possession limit. So we thought that it was best to go with exactly what's stated within the law rather than to interpret, that it's not available for sale until they promulgate rules or anything like that.
According to Public Law 35-5, adults 21 years and older are able to possess 1 ounce or less of cannabis, 8 grams or less of cannabis concentrate, or any cannabis-infused products containing 800 milligrams or less of tetrahydrocannabinol. In response, Williams clarified that the board meant to say that cannabis concentrate or cannabis-infused products will not be available for consumption unless a licensed retailer is established on island in accordance with public law. In addition, Williams says that the CCB will postpone the official release of the fact sheet so that the board may review Pelicani's concerns at their next meeting. Pelicani says that she is optimistic that the board will work to disseminate clear and accurate information to the public regarding cannabis regulations, as it would affect how the legal system processes incidents regarding possession. One of the concerns she says that she would like to discuss includes a possession limit for people who harvest cannabis.
This has been addressed in the FAQs that it's sort of, I think we should consider getting the AG to weigh in on how that should be worded, because while the possession limits for flower, concentrates, and infused products are explicit in the law, what's not explicit and subject to interpretation is what happens when you harvest your plants.
Amanda Dedicatoria, PNC News.
Well, time to head over down to the legislature, where time is ticking as senators work to get Bill 186-35, also known as the General Appropriations Act of 2020, passed by the August 31st deadline. Education was the main focus of the day as the Department of Education and the Guam Academy Charter School Council were heard during session. With 4 days left until the end of the month, St. Augustine says he's still confident that the 145-page budget bill will get passed.
It's just a matter of, I'm hoping my colleagues will ask, I'm not going to say better questions, but educated questions. Because if they're really concerned about the agencies, honestly, they should have reached out to the agencies. They should have reached out to the oversight chairs of those agencies, because you're going to find that most of them are quite comfortable with what they get, what they have, or what they're going to get, and they're hoping that if any money is in fact available in the year, that they get a supplement. And I have no problem with that one. But we've got to face reality. There's only so much money that we can divvy up the pie, and we'll just move forward from this.
Senators recess until 6:30 p.m. tonight. However, St. Augustine says they plan to start at 9 a.m. and end at 10 p.m. every day until the budget bill is passed. Well, don't go anywhere. After the break, we have more news first.